coming to you from an unknown location, at the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, bringing you the unknown. Welcome to another spine-tingling episode of Paranormal 411. Your hosts are David Reagan and Jason Scott, and together, they dive headfirst into the mysteries that lurk just beyond our understanding, featuring notable experts ready to share their insights into the world of the strange and unknown. So pull up a chair, pour a cup of something warm, and prepare to be enthralled. Here at Paranormal 411, we're not just a radio show, we're a community of truth seekers, adventurers of the mind, exploring the boundaries of the known and unknown. We invite you to join us, to share your thoughts, your experiences, your questions. Whether you've had your own encounter with the supernatural or you're simply intrigued by the inexplicable, we want to hear from you. So, don't be shy. Drop a comment and let's unravel the mysteries of the universe together. Buckle up as we journey beyond the veil of the ordinary, into the heart of the extraordinary. This is Paranormal 411, where the inexplicable meets reality and imagination takes flight. Stay tuned and remember, in the world of the paranormal, nothing is as it seems.
All right.
Ooh.
Welcome to Paranormal 411.
Welcome, everybody.
Got a great show tonight coming up.
This is a beautiful Saturday. I said Sunday. Beautiful
Yeah,
Saturday.
I didn't think it was going to be this morning, but it turned out
It did.
beautiful.
Yeah, it was nice. I was outside working with chicken pens and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have to get that chicken cam up one day, aren't we?
Yeah, we need the chicken cam to show y'all.
We went from 1 to 3 different chicken
Yeah.
pens. So,
Want to thank everybody that's joining us live.
yes, thanks, everybody. We enjoy everybody. And let us know at some point if you decide that you would like to do some call-ins or something, because we could actually, when we go to break after 1 hour, I could bring up the phone lines. So
Oh, yeah.
just let us know. Hello, Kelly. And so, we are live on Spreaker. We're live on Podbean. We're live on X. You could also go to paranormal411.org and listen to us live. We're also live on Facebook and YouTube. We do have a book out called East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore. Now, we're about to have part 2 coming out.
Oh, yeah. Edition 2.
Second edition. And it's going to be nice. We're just waiting to finish it up. We've been, well, what are we on? 4?
4th edit.
Yeah. Hopefully there won't be a 5th. But if you're looking to find us, you can do that at paranormal411.org, paranormal 411 on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We're also on Saturday nights. That's tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at WDJY-FM. That's 99.1 FM in Atlanta, Georgia. If you don't live in Atlanta, Georgia, you could go to WDJYFM.com to listen to us. You could also go to paranormal411.org. There's a little button there that you could click on. It's a link, and you can listen to it there. We're also on Subspace Radio and all of your podcast platforms.
Oh, yeah.
Join us.
Also, we started doing 2 nights on the radio in Atlanta.
Yes.
So Sunday you will get to hear the second half of the show.
That's right.
If you miss it, or
that's right. So
yeah.
Next Saturday, this show, the first hour will be on Saturday, right?
Yes.
10 to 11. And then the second hour of this show will be on Sunday from 10 to 11 also. So this show will be on Saturdays and Sundays. I do need to revise that because that just started last week, wasn't it?
Yes.
Over 2 days a week now.
So we got a great guest tonight. He was good enough to come on a short notice.
Very
we appreciate that. His name is Thrullas Draconis Hannas. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Yep. And he likes to go as T.
T. We're going to call him T.
For short.
So a Wiccan priest and eclectic gray witch with a profound connection to the spiritual realm. At the tender age of 16, he embraced the path of witchcraft, a journey that has been both transformative and enlightening. He survived a near-fatal car accident at 21, an event that saw him crossed the veil not once, but twice. He emerged with a heightened sensitivity to the unseen forces that shape our lives. This sensitivity has become a guiding force in his work with animals and people, turning into the emotions, feelings, and spiritual influences that surround all of us. With years of experience in tarot reading and spiritual cleansing, he brings a wealth of knowledge and insight to our show, whether it's purifying homes, rejuvenating individuals, or sanctifying spaces. His expertise is sought after by those in need of spiritual guidance and healing. So tune in and be captivated by the tales and wisdom of a soul deeply rooted in the mythical arts, and discover how the power of the spirit can illuminate the darkest corners of our existence. We're going to bring him on.
Let's do it.
That sounds great. Hey,
Hey,
how you doing?
good evening, gentlemen. Appreciate this.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank
we
you.
appreciate you coming on.
Yes.
Cool.
Short notice.
Yeah,
Short.
I've shared it out to some people too, some of my people and some groups and stuff like that. So we'll get some more people coming in.
We're seeing, I think there's a few that are yours that are here already.
Yeah,
Quite a few, I think.
Yeah.
I think you can see you can see the comments, right?
I'm actually looking on. I logged in on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Also, so that way I can see the comments.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, makes it easier.
They're here.
Yeah, you guys normally have to highlight comments, don't you? In this software for you guys, right? Seems like you have to highlight it for you to be able to see them or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what I figured. Cool. So, I'm here. I'm really excited, to be honest with you. Love you guys. You know, all my friends that are out there. I try to help people out as much as I can. You know, but you know what they say. A teacher is just like a student every day. You know, you're always learning more. You know, the students can teach their teachers so much. You know, because some of them get so used to being going by the book or doing it by this or doing it like that. You know, gets monotony.
Yes.
I feel. So.
Yep. That makes sense.
So what do you guys? What would you say is? I'm just gonna pause. I'm gonna kind of throw it out there.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What has been your biggest, wildest experience that you have seen so far?
You mean in the paranormal?
We'll say paranormal. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have an unfair advantage.
Right.
My unfair advantage is that since I was 3 years old, I've been able to see spirits.
Right.
I've never been able to hear them. I don't have the auditory part of it. But seeing spirits, I've done it my whole life. All the way up till, today. So, when I was a kid, they scared the what out of me.
Yeah.
Because I'd have 3 or 4 people at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd wake up and there'd be 3 or 4 people standing in my room, just standing there, and they looked just like regular people. And it would scare me. I'd jump up, run out of my room, screaming, yelling.
Like I do today when I see something like that.
Right. Now, because I've done it my whole life and seen them my whole life, it doesn't scare me anymore. It doesn't bother me. I mean, they're just half the time I think I see these things and I think that they're real people.
Right. And I get you with that. I do. I definitely get you on that one because when I was younger, my grandfather passed away, and that was my first experience of that. I was much younger. I don't, maybe 5, 6, something like that. And I seen him that night sitting in his bed, even though he passed away that day. And he was talking to me. So that's a whole new thing, isn't it? The visual.
Yes.
The visual. A lot of people get creepy or they get freaked out a little bit by the sound or what they may hear, but the visual is normally the stimulating point that just breaks them down. You know, it's like, whoa, that's what freaks people out the most.
Yep.
As I feel.
Yep. Well, you know, it's easy. It's easy because, you know, Hollywood portrays them, and maybe other people see them that way. I don't know. I do not. I see them like they're regular people. But
Right.
Hollywood portrays them as these, you know, half dead, body limbs falling off, and you know, grotesque looking people. And I've never seen them that way. You know, I've
Right.
never seen glowing red eyes and hissing or them acting like they're trying to bite my face off or anything like that. You know, it's always been, you know, it's always been just another person standing there.
And they're just like, they're giving you are they like giving you directions like when they do yours whenever they're with you?
Well, the last time I saw one, we was at the Chickamauga battlefield.
Yeah.
And it's just right down, what, 2 hours down the road, maybe not
Maybe
even
an hour and a half.
Yeah, from here. And we were going around looking at the battlefield, and the second we got onto the battlefield, it just felt like 100 pounds of weights just on my shoulders. At one point we got out of the truck and I felt like throwing up. And we was driving around at one point, and often to the side of the truck when we was going down this path, there was a guy in a Confederate outfit, had his hat in his hand, and he was waving it at us like, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. And I was like, everybody see him? Everybody see him? And everybody's like, no. But you know, that's kind of the way I see it.
I did hear a horse.
You did. You and your daughter did.
Yeah, we both heard it. I couldn't believe it.
You heard the horse?
Yes, I heard a horse, like it was, you know, how they do.
Galloping.
Yeah.
Just neighing and galloping, moving around.
Yeah.
And it was at a spot where the
8 horses got killed. Yeah.
Wow.
And so many soldiers. It was crazy.
It's a wild experience to be able to see it and or hear it. People that don't see it and hear it is because normally they just don't, you know, their minds are not, they're not in tune with it anymore. You know,
Yes.
they might not be. A lot of it is, this is what I feel, and this is just an opinion. That's all this is. Children can see them more because their mind is more open.
Yes.
Adults, as they get older, they shut their mind down to these things and these things. So therefore you lose it.
I think one of the main reasons I didn't lose it, especially growing up here in the Bible Belt, is that I was actually kind of lucky to the fact that my mom understood it. And then when we went to church, my preacher used to pull me to the side and say, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know, this is a gift. It's a gift, you know? And, you know, I remember being young and was like, you know, you want this gift? Because at that age, I didn't want it, you know?
Right. You're freaked out, terrified by whatever, you know.
Absolutely.
You know,
So,
but
yeah,
because you don't, you're too new to everything. And I get that. I get that. I felt the same way. It was pretty shocking when I saw him, my grandfather, you know, and he was just like in bed, and he just sat up and he was talking to me. I was just like, what? Yeah. And I'm like, why? You know, I was asking all these questions about some other things that happened, you know, like a little kid, you know, that age. So I was asking these kind of questions to him, and he wasn't a very good person. So, you know what I mean? He even spoke, even still kind of that like attitude, you know?
Right.
He's not a man that you would want to borrow a quarter from to go across the street to go play a game or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of guy. He was like, oh no, you know, he was and the thing was, is my grandfather, he lived on a Indian burial ground for Cherokee in Kentucky. So it was pretty wild, seeing some of the things there and the energies.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that was the first time for me.
Right.
For me. That was the first time. And you either try to get used to it or, you get scared of it.
Right. Yes, I could understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what got you started into the Wicca and
witchcraft? Wicca?
How did you become a high priest?
Actually, I started out when I was 16. I got into witchcraft, and it was actually because my stepsister at the time was dating a gentleman who was like a high priest down in Florida for a lot of these guys. And I'm like, what? So he was bringing me books. So I got interested into it. So I started delving into it, learning more about it. And this is like 86, something like that. So, it was still fairly new. Wicca was. Stuff like, Wicca itself was still new, and everybody was still, don't, everything about that. But I was pretty open. I was pretty outgoing and forward to what I wanted to do and get into, because a lot of it was my father. He was old ways, he wasn't Christian at the time. So he was definitely he was old school, more like the old ways, the nature, the spirit, that's how he felt. My mom, though, she was Christian, and it brought up a lot of issues, and how I was raising myself and being into this. And then as the years passed, and I moved up to Carolinas, and I met a high priestess named Lady Pink, they call her, and she's one of the elders in the community. We had a lot of elders there, and I was close enough by age to go ahead and become an elder. And they were like, you need to, we want to go ahead and train you to do this and get into it. I said, well, I'm not really interested in teaching anybody or, doing any of this, and well, you think that you'd be really good for it. And so she kind of just kept talking me into it, and I ended up getting into it and went through the studies, a year and a day and another day and a year. And it's a long time. You get the certifications. You're able to teach other priests to, people to become reverends or high priests, high priestesses and such. And then that's what I did. I went through the training and I got the certifications through her. So
Wow.
it was pretty interesting. It was cool. Let's see. That I kind of got away from it some due to the fact that it's not saying the rules are bad, but the rules were not, the guidelines were not for me, because I've already been through that and seen how they, back and forth, and seeing the different sides of all, going back and forth and learning it that way. But I didn't stay in Wicca for a very long time. I mean, I could still say I'm Wicca, but I'm not. I'm not a practicing Wiccan. I'm more of an eclectic gray witch. I go with the flow, learning the basics. I've seen basics from leaning from the dark sides into the light sides, to trying to keep things more balanced, as they say, as a gray witch. But still like marry people, hand fasting, stuff like that, wickenings as they call them. And you could do wickenings for the blessings of the children, hand fastings, like I said, for marriage, and and you got people that cross over. You can do that too. So whenever somebody passes away, So it can get kind of busy, you know, and sometimes people get a hold of you, and you kind of get right into the middle of everything right then, you know. It's like you suddenly are pulled into somebody else's, what they have going on, dealt with, either it be spell work or personal feelings, and helping them out. So I try to help people out as much as I can when I can. That's the best way, because it's good that, you know, the people that are in witchcraft, if they guide each other a little bit.
Yes.
You know, no path is the right way. Let's put it that way. You know,
what would you say to somebody that was real religious? I mean, like we are here in the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
I'm not real religious.
We're not.
But
I used to live there. I used to live in South Carolina. So
we've got a lot of backlash on what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, just what we do, and
Yeah,
it's
just
nothing,
on this side of it.
If you say witchcraft, I guarantee you it's associated with Satan here.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you deal with people like that?
It's automatic, and it's not that way though. You know, witchcraft is a you know, a path that someone takes. You know, it's not like even a religious ways, but they're still lovers of the planet in witchcraft. You know,
Right.
You have the pagans that follow, you know, follow the gods and deities. There's their choices. You know, I see a little bit in all in different religions. That, you know, that's what I've researched. So I'm trying to go through the different ones.
Yes.
But somebody is starting out and like coming up and saying they want to start, you know, the religious order. Well, I just basically go down what some of the Sabbaths, you know, that we had, that the Christianity took. You know, the Catholic Church took over in different ways.
Yep.
You know, like Ostara has become Easter.
Yes.
What is
You
that?
want me to tell you what's funny though is every year Easter comes around and I post that on Facebook, and then they put it as not being factual.
True.
Every year I put that on there.
Yes.
Every single year. That Ishtar is where Easter comes from, and they put it not factual.
Yeah.
Fact check it.
Yeah.
Fact checked. The thing I'm wondering about the fact checkers is, how are they able to go back that many years to fact check it?
Right.
I haven't seen, you know, have you seen that ability yet? If I get that ability, I want that ability because I'm about to make a lot of money.
Right.
Hey,
let me go back and fact check it.
It's like let me go back in time and do some gambling, you know.
Right.
But, you know, games or whatever. So, but there's not that yet. You know, it's not like that.
Right.
So, but when you have the heavy religious people, you know, you try to. I would say I would try to be. First of all, listen to exactly what they're saying. Okay. Listen to the words that they're directing everything on. Is it pushing down on your path, your religion, or whatever it may be?
Right.
You know, that's what I feel. Is it pushing? Is it like belittling you? Do you feel as though do you feel offended by it? Right? Because obviously people that are Christian, they're very defensive about their religion.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of witches and people that follow different gods and deities or paths, you know, that's automatically witchcraft. So, you know, or it's Satan. It's Satan. They automatically think it's a Satanist.
Yeah, and I can guarantee you they'll quote a verse out of the Bible that says something against it.
Yes. And then well, like you have the one verse, you know, it talks about to basically kill anyone that's a witch.
Right.
I kind of question that. There's a lot of killing in that path. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guidance of, go kill these people, go kill, you know what I mean? So it's a questionable thing, I guess. Not that I'm not challenging people's faith or religion, but it's kind of hard to swallow something like that.
Mhm.
to swallow a pill when you're hearing that, and and I also say that there was, I know that there was holy wars, but I never heard anything about the witch wars, anything like that, So
Well, this is the thing that kills me
yeah,
when it comes to stuff like that, um, is that in the Bible itself, matter of fact, it's 1 Samuel 28:3-25.
hmm
They talk about the witch of Endor, and according to the Bible itself, Saul asked the witch to summon the spirit of the prophet Samuel so
right,
he could ask some questions.
right,
So, but then you have all kinds of people that, talk bad about it, like Lawanda right here just put, right, Exodus 22:18.
right.
But then you have the same thing here in 1 Samuel that talks completely the opposite, where he actually goes to someone to have them talk to
Well,
someone
I
for them.
think that's a difference between the old law and the new law. I think that
Well,
Exodus.
Right.
that I kind of agree, but in a way. But listen to this: if you look up the Bible and look up in the Bible when Jesus was born, he was born and sent by a magi, which
Yep.
is a male wizard, a male
Yep.
witch, a male
Yep.
seer. And you know what I mean? Okay, well, why was he chosen to be that one, to be the one and be the guide? This is where it
Right.
is. It's gonna be the star, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
So there's so much jumbo rolled up, but it's so many. How do I put this? The way people would transfer the information, the monks, right? How do we
Mhm.
know if the words were correct? You don't. It's only what they've given you, like in that. So it's something that you have to look to.
Yeah.
The monks, they had to transcript the Bible, the old scrolls for King James and this. How many times has it been changed? That's another thing
Tons.
to look at.
Tons.
Yeah,
Tons.
tons,
And
right?
there's what a lot of people don't realize too is that when you reading through the Bible, whatever it is,
Mhm.
when words and stuff are italicized, it's
Yes,
actually not been italicized for emphasis.
right.
It's because it's actually uh, something that has not been translated properly,
Yeah,
and that's why they've italicized it. Each and every one of those words have been italicized for that one reason.
because they really don't know what the definition of it is.
Right.
A
Or
lot of
what
them,
the original actually said.
exactly.
Yeah. So they're plugging something in.
Yeah, yeah. They're putting in what they felt was, you know, what somebody probably hired up said. Okay, well, why don't we just put that into there?
Right.
And here's an amazing thing. So much like let's say the pagans and such, they changed, like when Odin was in the books and stuff like that.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
changed them to no longer gods.
Yep.
Because they changed it to more that they were like humans, but more like heroes, but
Right.
not gods. They were not deity. They were not at that level. They knocked them down basically
Right.
to put them into the category of lower than or lesser than.
Right. Yep.
So, and again, it's kind of like the big G and the low G's, right?
Yep. Yep.
It's some people don't want to put the big G with the big G because some people don't even believe in the big G,
Right.
but that's everybody's choice,
Yes, it
you
is.
know. And it's everybody's choice. It's everybody's choice. It's everybody. Here's the best thing: freedom. It's everybody's freedom to be able to choose what path, what
That's right.
religion.
That's right.
Like
Yep.
a person like me. I got tattoos that shows that I'm, pagan tattoos. So, and I'm sure other people do
There you
too,
go.
right?
Yeah. Right here.
Yeah,
Tons of it.
yeah. I
We
mean,
got Norse pagan tattoos. Yeah.
yeah, I've got Norse pagan. I got a tattoo of Odin on my upper right thigh. You know, and I got the Norns with the tree of life on my calf. You know, so it's like, and a big pent with the crescent moon underneath on my back. You know, and one on my chest. So it's kind of like it's okay, but what
Thor's hammer right there.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, you know, and that's the thing is, I mean, seriously, if you think about it, they hung him on a cross. Do you want that to be the thing that you worship and wear around your neck? I don't think he would like that.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm not him.
I'll tell you, anybody that's interested in any of what we've discussed right now, I've read an awesome book.
Yeah.
And until I said it, I actually had the name of it. It's called The Immortality Key. And anybody that's interested in any of this kind of stuff, The Immortality Key, I don't remember who wrote it, but probably one of the best books on this kind of subject, because it talks about more in the side of where did the Eucharist originate from? Why did they take the women out of the power? Why, when the Christian church came over, did they take women out of power? You know, because before then, women were the holders of the Eucharist. They were the ones who created the Eucharist and made the Eucharist drink. They were the ones that was over what ingredients went into the Eucharist. The whole 9 yards. It was all women, and then, you know, all of a sudden that went away. They took all that out of it. But it's a fascinating book. Really great topics, and like I said, if any of this kind of stuff really does it, The Immortality Key is a fantastic book. Fantastic.
Wow.
And it's somebody that actually got to go into the Vatican and do some of this research. So you get real research, not hearsay or anything else. So it's pretty fantastic. I did have a question for you though. Kind of after, you know, you started all this and everything, and you started going down you know, this path that you started following. At the age of 21, you had a car wreck.
Right.
And you died twice.
Right.
And you had an OBE, right? An out-of-body experience.
Yes.
And during this OBE, now when you died twice, did you know that you had died twice, or when you was dead, was it just one experience?
No, it was twice, because one was in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. What happened was, I even though with my seatbelt on back then, they didn't have airbags when I had our car accident. And so I T-boned a Lincoln, a brand new Lincoln from that year, which was pretty much steel.
Yeah.
And my car T-boned it. So it pushed the motor and everything back, right? So I literally went through this with the windshield. I went through the windshield with my seatbelt on and crushed the steering wheel completely like this. I bent it back, holding on to it. It broke my sternum here too when it happened. So, but I went through and it snapped my head to the side, and it cut my ear in half, completely in half from the whole out. So they finally got me out, because it just crushed my little car that I had at the time. And when they got me into the ambulance, that's when the first one happened. It was like I came out my body, and it's like I was standing inside. You know, they're not completely tall. You know, they're not like for you can stand up, man. So I guess I was kind of like holding on to the top like this, because they were driving, and he was like, you know, swerving and stuff. So I was watching myself, and I was just standing there, was watching. I could hear she's screaming, because she was like, he's flatlined and he's like driving like he was. And all of a sudden I heard voices sit there and say, "It's not your time, go back." So I jumped back in, and I'm going to tell you what it feels like. At least to me, it felt like somebody body slammed me on a gurney.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was like, pow, you know, because I went and I got down to my feet, and it was like just pow, I just went in, you know, and it literally felt like somebody body slammed me on a gurney. So, and then when they were getting me through, the emergency room, they had to do plastic surgery to my ear to fix it, to get it from the tear back fixed, because I was bleeding out from it. That's where the other stuff was happening. So that was on the way into the emergency room. So it was kind of like I was just like kneeling at the gurney while they were taking me into there. And then that's the last thing I remember from there, you know.
Wow.
But, well, I remember a lot of pain. They couldn't knock me out, because you got to think this was, man, like 90, like then 1990, right? So here's the thing: they didn't have MRIs or CAT scans; they had just X-rays, right? And those X-rays, they don't see a lot, so they didn't see all the damage to my neck because it completely crushed 3 of my vertebrae permanently.
Wow.
And they can't be fixed. So I can't turn my head to the right from it.
Wow.
But as my doctor says here, I should be already paralyzed. But you're a miracle, as he put it. You know, he's a neck surgeon in Springfield, Massachusetts, and he's a top neck surgeon. And I went in, and he looked at it and seen the MRIs. And he's like, "Mr. Hannas, I'm not touching this. Neither will anybody else. Neither, you know, we're not. We can't do anything to you. There's nothing available for you." He said, "I don't even know how you're moving. I don't even know how you can walk. You should be already quadriplegic."
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm numb on one side of my body,
Right.
you know, my left side, and sometimes it comes to my right side, you know. But it was an experience.
Did you
Something like
feel?
that.
Did you
Go ahead.
feel a pull, like from up above, like something was actually
I
pulling on you?
I did not.
Did not.
I did not. No, I didn't feel that. And that's when I said I heard the voices, but it wasn't the paramedic and it wasn't the driver voices. It was like multiple people.
Hmm.
You know, it was like men and women all saying it, like at least 3 or 4 people saying it. It's not your time to go. So I just walked over and boom. And that was wild. You see, the whole thing is I didn't know that I was bleeding out from the ear. They didn't know that. You know, I couldn't feel anything at the time. So it's just like my ear just started, you know, because it's so close. The heart rate, you know, and you think about the blood that goes to your brain to function the rest of your body. So you feel pain right there, even closer, right? Like somebody asked me, what does it feel like? And I said, well, it's kind of like having a broken arm, but 3 times in the same place. That's kind of like what it's like. And they're like, wow, you know, so how do you deal with it? And I deal with it my way, which a lot of people know, but you know, my way. Yeah, I'll behave.
You're good. You're good.
See how I did that? That's right. But
I had an out of body experience about 20 years ago. Now, I wasn't in a horrific crash or anything. I was asleep actually, and I don't know. If it was a dream, it was really lucid. But something pulled me out of my body. I was looking down at myself from the top of my ceiling, and it was pulling me like I was swimming, trying to get back to my body because it was really scaring me.
I would consider that like an astral travel.
Yeah, it was weird, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's your body, like you're coming out of your body. That's like an astral travel. They say that, you know, you're connected, you know, to where you don't get lost if you astral travel. Maybe that's what was pulling you.
Yeah, it's just, I'll never forget it. It's an experience. And like you said, when I came back down, it hit hard. It
You
woke
felt
me
it?
up. It woke me up.
Yeah. Did you like when the car accident happened? I actually seen the flash. You know, when they say your life flashes in front of you. Oh yeah. And you know what was messed
Does it?
up? I just got married a week before this accident.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah, it totally destroyed my everything.
Yeah, I mean,
And
nothing flashed before my eyes. It was just like I just raised up out of my body and was watching myself sleep. I could
I,
have probably went anywhere.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you just sat there and just
I,
levitated up a little bit.
but you know,
That would have been cool.
that experience got me to not want to do it again.
Did it? No. So it made it to where you felt uncomfortable and scared.
Yeah.
Because you really think about it, people really do not know what happens when you die. They
Right.
Yeah.
say this, they spectate this, they
Mhm.
assume this,
Right.
but you know, we do know one thing: your body does become lighter
Yeah.
Mhm.
because of the energy leaving your body. Well, and plus you normally defecate and whatever else, you
Right.
know, whatever happens. But you know, I mean, it depends, you know, but it it it's an experience. But when when you get thrown back in, or you go back in, or yeah, it's a whole new wake up. That's a
Yeah.
whole new wake up, and you realize life a lot differently, a
Yeah.
lot different perspective. Did you feel the same way?
Oh yeah. I knew after that there actually was a conscious and a spirit inside
Mm-hmm.
me that could do
Just
stuff like
separate
that.
than the suit you're wearing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
That's
it was pretty wild.
it will definitely make people wake up to things.
Yeah.
You know, ghosts.
Yeah. See, that's from the time I was a kid, since I was able to see ghosts, I knew that there was something else afterwards.
Yeah,
It didn't, the afterlife, quote unquote, didn't bother me anymore.
right,
Because I knew there was something there because I'm seeing these people. So I know there's something else.
right. Right, you're seeing, you have this happening to you, and the thing is trying to get other people to believe you.
Well, and that's another thing, right? So on top of this, I'm a huge skeptic when it comes to people saying that they can do this.
Right.
That's why I never told them. Like, what was it? Maybe 2 years ago, I started even talking about it on this show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe.
We'd been doing the show since 2012, and just recently, a couple of years ago, is
Yeah.
when he started talking about it. After the experience with the little girl,
Yeah.
which I had too,
Yeah.
but I didn't see anything.
Which
But
I've seen the little girl.
he's seen her, and I had the equipment, and I witnessed it.
Yeah. Her talking. We have a grade A EVP from it.
Wow.
Everything. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I had talked to her for, I don't know, for a long time. She lived in the house that I lived in. It was my house that I had bought. And that's actually a story that's in the in our book. But I bought this house, and every morning on Saturdays I would be sitting there watching TV. I'd have the TV really low, the surround sound stuff really, really low, so it wouldn't wake anybody else in the house up.
Right.
And the remote control would be like on the coffee table or something in front of me. And all of a sudden it would go from being like on 3 to max. And the only way to do it was to turn the little knob on the front of it, right? You couldn't even do that with the remote. And so I'd take the remote and I'd start going down. And when I was sitting there going down with it, it would go back up. So I go down like 2 or 3 and it go back to max. Go down 2 or 3, go back to max. And this is a little game that me and her played like all the time. And after a little while, I'd be like, okay, we're going to have to stop this because we're going to wake people up. It would stop. No more. It wouldn't happen anymore. And and it all culminated to an Easter when I was sitting on a chair and I saw It looked like a little girl walking out of my middle bedroom. And I stood up and I mean, I was just sat there and I kind of turned at first and looked, and there she was. She was just standing there in this big, beautiful Easter dress and just looking at me. And I kind of turned back and was watching TV, and I was like, wait a second. I turned back around and she was gone, you know. And that was just confirmation. It was confirmation that of who it was that, you know, was sitting there having fun every Saturday.
Was it like it was an older century style dress that she had on, Easter dress? Like,
yeah, it wasn't like something that you would buy now. I mean, it was a kind of a big poofy green, beautiful little green dress with white lacy stuff on it.
Right.
It was really pretty. The house that I lived in was an old farmhouse. At the time, it was almost 100 years old. Wow. And now it would be over 100 years old. But yeah, it was, you know, it was a decent little place.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The house I'm living in right now was built in 1900.
Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely got some energies in here. A lot of energy, especially this area seems to be the most in this area right here.
Yeah.
And they turned it into like a multifamily. So they turned it from the bottom half is like one apartment, and you have another apartment upstairs, you know. But you everybody knows that this is like this area. Even people that walk outside by this area of the house, they're just like kind of, okay, just walk around it, you know, and it's like, okay, just smudge it, just cleanse it and stuff. But even you would figure, I guess some people think, oh, I come to Massachusetts and you'll have witches everywhere. That's not true. They're not everywhere.
Dario, you're probably right. You know, that's kind of what I felt like, you know, somewhere maybe around the Civil War period or something. Yeah, I kind of got that feeling. A lot of things around this area, you know, you get that kind of a feeling from.
What's the most profound experience you've had? I know your near-death experience, but anything else?
There was an elder in the community I used to live in Carolinas, and it was an older gentleman, black gentleman, African-American gentleman, passed away, and he requested for me to come to him and like give him his rights, you know, his last rites. There was a lot of foul play going on, just kind of saying something didn't seem right, you know, and he just like all of a sudden got sick and kind of stuff. So I don't know exactly what all was going on, but I know his house burned down one night. Wow. And there was like, you could see faces in the smoke even coming out of the house. And his girlfriend that he lived in the house across the street, they moved him in there, and there seemed to be a lot of old, I'm gonna say old magic going on. There was a lot of old, because he was like well known in the community in that area for that. And there was like seemed like some type of hexing type going on around that area. You know, you feel the energies change, even where he was at. But anyways, he passed on, and that one seen some things. Okay, not just the faces, even and even in the window. You know, like the top of the house was still there. You know, and you got this window here, and just the rest of the house is all burned down. It's all boards, right? And there's a roof, you know, and it's partly burned down. And you feel the energy. Even walking around the land, something was not right, you know. And that was I was with some of my people that I had. I actually had a circle at one point, and I did have some people with me helping me out during this situation, you know, and they seen some things. They seen some things down the road. People are like were maybe casting. They said they think that they were casting or doing some type of work, spell work. But that was a lot of freakiness, you know. That's a lot of freakiness for me. That was a lot of weird. I'll just be honest with you. Seeing like a plate that was there with meat on it, with steak and potatoes and like rotten, and then all of a sudden, I mean, like seeing it and me and another person seeing it, and then look back and then it's gone.
Wow.
And like we went outside real quick and then boom, and it's gone. I'm like, this thing looked like it's been sitting there like forever. That kind of stuff. So it was just really messed up. Very uneasy feelings type of whatever was going on. Root work, voodoo, whatever. Hoodoo. There was a lot of stuff going on.
Wow.
But
some dark stuff going on then.
Yeah, it was definitely some dark stuff. When you got people, I'm going to say witches, because obviously they were. I'm going to say that they were witches because when you got witches standing at a crossroads doing casting, something's going on. And it was right on that road. So somebody was trying to stop something and a bunch of other things, protection, and that was a very weird night. But
now, was this in Massachusetts?
No, it was down in South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah. Mr. Luther was. It's pretty cool. He was a great gentleman, very smart, very, very smart. That situation was very, very unsettling for me. You know what I mean? Because I told him, I said, I gave him a necklace of mine at the time. I told him, do not take it off. You know, keep it on him. I asked, and his daughter made sure that happened because it just something wasn't right. Too much like a foul play. That's about the best I can tell you.
Somebody's cutting chickens up.
Yeah.
Better not be coming to get my chickens.
hanging like, you know, we're talking like hanging cow tongues and stuff on the door. And,
wow.
That kind of stuff, you know.
That brings up a question for me.
Yeah.
Do you believe that someone can put curses on you and that it could cause, you know, death or you know, ill things to happen to you or your family?
What I believe, okay, let me see. I believe a lot of it is it can make things worse for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I believe that people can make their energies cause bad things to happen to you. And sometimes then you have the type of witches which will just, as I will put it, as just help give karma a little push.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, don't most witches believe that in the tenfold rule where you put out something and you get it back tenfold?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot in the folds, and they will. A lot of them do. You know, but some of them don't. You have to think about this. Not all witches believe in karma.
Right.
You know, and that's why I say some people will go to dark places and go to dark magic to do what they got to do. Now, are they right? It's like a learning purpose. Sometimes you're going to get smacked and you're not going to like it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? Right. And then something else might happen, and then it's going to affect you or who else you're around, your family. And then that just makes matters worse. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't want to, like, maybe, you know, I don't know, a house burned down because nobody knows. Stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
And and it could be all because of crap, or let me not say crap, excuse me, stuff that people tried to mess with because they figured, oh, let's get greedy, because that's where a lot of it comes from. Greed.
Right.
Greed is power. So therefore, I want power. I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to do that, you know.
Right.
And sometimes people just take it to the extreme, but they do it dangerously.
Yeah.
Alexa off, like that.
You're right.
There was no reason for it to do that.
We'll do that sometimes. Me and the wife will be in the living room.
Yeah.
And our Google in our bedroom or the one in the kitchen. Cause we bought this house and then we've slowly started fixing it up. And then as I've done it, I've made it into a smart home.
Right.
So everything talks to almost everything, and everything can turn off lights and do all kinds of stuff to it. So it could arm and disarm arm the alarm. You cannot disarm the alarm with it, but it could do all kinds of things. But we'll be sitting there and all of a sudden it'll just start talking to us. Like she was doing dishes yesterday and the thing started telling us the weather.
Yeah, you know what that is. That's Big Brother.
That's it. Yeah.
Big Brother's
exactly.
watching you.
That's what's going on. They're trying to tell you something.
Yeah.
Mine does the same thing. That one just started playing like rain music, you know, like on a tin roof or something, just raining. I don't know. So I'm like, what? I'm like, it's been snowing. I know that ain't happening. You know?
Right.
But it was raining and snowing earlier, but I'm like, it ain't been raining like that thing. You know?
Right.
You know, but
that's
shoot,
funny.
This has been pretty wild being here in Massachusetts. I love it, you know, and the thing is, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. Hey, it's not cheap, you know. I'm doing pretty good. I haven't even turned my camera off once. Anyway, you've noticed that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, it's not cheap to live here in Massachusetts. Right. But boy, I'll tell you this much: if you start heading towards Boston, you know, and Salem, you might as well be living in New York City.
Right.
Yeah, it jumps.
Like
just like now,
$15.
Everybody's like, oh, I want to go to Salem, the witches. It's like, from what I've been hearing, it's like Disney World for witches. And everything, the prices are like quadrupled and jacked up. It's pretty crazy.
Wow.
But, I mean,
my
that's
wife
what I
wants to go to Salem.
I'd like to go to Salem. I think there'd be a lot of good places to go, you know, hunting some spirits.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of stuff for spirit hunt walks and stuff too. A lot of stuff to check out, not just, you know, stores, but there's like you got the museums, you got so many things, so many different things. You got the classes they're teaching there and stuff, you know. The museum is really cool. I haven't been yet. I've been told the best thing to do is go off season, because when you go like during October, or you know, right there in October in that area, it's like Disney World.
Wow.
You'll be waiting to get in the store at least an hour to walk into a store in line.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's gotten that busy. That's what they say, and I don't do well with that. So I'm gonna wait till it's like, you know, I'll wait till like June or May and be like, oh, okay, I'm just walking right in, you know. So that's cool.
That's awesome. We're gonna take a break.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do like a 6-minute break. So nobody leave. We're gonna do a quick 6-minute break. And this also helps us break up the show for our Saturday and Sunday on the FM channel.
Right.
So we're going to do a quick 6-minute break. Before we go to break though, do you want to tell everybody how they could get a hold of you or see your lives? Cause you do lives on your channel and stuff too.
Yeah. I do it on Behind the Mystical Door on YouTube and also on Facebook. So, you guys can visit there, or you can friend me up. As you can see on Facebook, I'm on Facebook. You can friend me up there. But the Behind the Mystical Door is basically like a show. It was something like what not like this, but kind of like this, but not.
Right.
And that's why I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm honored that you guys invited me on here.
Well,
so
we want to definitely thank you
that you're here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And you brought quite a few people.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I figured a lot more maybe, but we'll see.
Well, we've still got another hour.
Yep.
Right.
We're not done. We're just going to take a quick break so everybody could go, do whatever it is that they might need to do for about 6 minutes or so. And we'll be right back.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
Man, this is going great.
We're talking to T.
That's right.
We're going to call him T.
Yes. We will be right back. Remember, we are live on Spreaker, Podbean, X, paranormal411.org, also Facebook and YouTube. And we do have a book that's going to be coming out real soon, Amazon. East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore. We'll be back right after this quick break.
Right after this quick break when I find it. Here we go.
All right.
Thank you.
What if the world we know is merely a fraction of reality? What if there are forces, entities, and phenomena that exist just beyond our comprehension in the shadows of the unknown? Welcome to Paranormal 411, your gateway to the unexplained and the downright chilling. Imagine, if you will, a quiet, sleepy town tucked away from the hustle and bustle of the city. The locals tell tales of a house atop a hill where strange lights flicker and eerie sounds echo in the dead of night. Some say it's haunted, others claim it's a portal to another realm. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain: those who venture there are never quite the same. Or picture this, a clear, starry night in the heart of the desert. Suddenly a blinding flash cuts across the sky, a craft of unknown origin moving at impossible speeds. It hovers, then vanishes, leaving only questions and a sense of awe. Could it be visitors from another world, or perhaps a secret government project? These stories, these encounters with the unknown, are what we love here at Paranormal 411. Our mission? To explore the unexplored, to question the unquestioned, and to shine a light into the darkest corners of the paranormal. We've journeyed through haunted houses and UFO sightings, and into the mysteries of cryptids and psychic phenomena, and pondered the existence of other dimensions. And yet, there is so much more to discover. Paranormal 411 is your guide to the unexplained and the extraordinary. Here we talk about the mysteries that lurk in the shadows of our world, from haunted houses and UFO sightings to cryptids and psychic phenomena. We love to question, to explore, and to understand the unknown. There's a world of mystery out there just waiting to be discovered. So why not join us on this journey into the unknown? Subscribe to our YouTube channel and become a part of the Paranormal 411 community. Together, we can uncover the secrets that the universe holds. Welcome to Paranormal 411. Your journey into the unknown starts here. Join us.
In the heart of Madisonville, Tennessee, lies a pizzeria like no other. Step through the door of Legends and Lore Pizzeria and be transported to a realm where paranormal and cryptid encounters, along with mouth-watering pizza, go hand in hand. Meet Eddie and his crew, who serve up slices of the supernatural along with the best pies in town. With the walls adorned with eerie artifacts, indulge in piping hot slices that melt in your mouth and tease your taste buds. And it's not just the locals who love the incredible pizza. Legends and Lore has been selected as the best pizza joint in all of Monroe County. As lovers of everything pizza and the paranormal, the owners have mastered the art of crafting unforgettable combinations that will leave you wanting more. To stay connected with this mystical eatery, follow Legends and Lore Pizzeria on Facebook, where tales of their latest creations and upcoming specials will be shared. Make sure to browse their custom menu, featuring legendary pizzas like the Chupacabra Ranch and the Exorcist. So, whether you have an appetite for the supernatural or simply seek the best pizza in town, Legends and Lore is the place to be. Come for the unforgettable flavors, stay for the captivating stories, and find yourself in a world where legends and pizza collide.
Get ready to rock with the electrifying sound of Catalyst, a band that's sure to leave you wanting more. With their powerful lyrics and killer riffs, Catalyst is a great sound in the world of rock music. You can listen and find Catalyst on Bandcamp, or go to the link at paranormal411.org and click on their banner.
All right. I want to thank everybody for sticking with us to the second hour. If you're just joining us, we got Thrullas Draconis Hannas. I think that's how you say it. I mean, that's a cool name, really, but I can't pronounce it. He's talking with us about his experiences as a eclectic gray witch.
Yes.
And in his past, he was a Wiccan High Priest.
Yeah. He's had all kinds of crazy experiences too.
Yes.
Maybe we're going to get into some more of that.
Maybe he can read us a tarot or two.
Oh, maybe.
All right, we're going to bring him back on.
Hi, guys.
Hey, we're back.
Hey, how you doing?
All I can say is that Legend and Lore Pizza.
Yes. Yeah.
That just makes me want to go to Tennessee just for that.
Come on.
You need to come on down. You know, they're
we can take you right over.
I'm
we have
serious.
people that's moved here from like New York area and all up through there.
Yeah.
And they even rave about how good the pizza is there.
Wow.
What's crazy is we know the owner really well.
Right.
And they're awesome people. I'm surprised they're not in the chat room. They may be here pretty soon. They usually tend to come in about the second hour. But they are famous for a pickle pizza. They've had people fly in all over the place for a pickle pizza. And have you ever had fried pickles?
Yes.
Okay, try that by like a million, and it's on a pizza. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's pretty wild.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Here's one for you. You ever had a fried Oreo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's good too.
Yes, it is.
Maybe you could come down like sometime in the near future or the future
Yeah.
They have quite a few shows around here for mystic people and
Yeah.
paranormal and stuff.
Yep.
Set up and do some readings,
Yeah.
That would be cool.
and we'll take you to the pizza place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, let's do some paranormal too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You got to do that. That would be completely perfect.
We've got a few places that are wanting us to come down and do some stuff. We just haven't had time. Me being a over the road truck driver kind of puts a damper on a bunch of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It's hard when I'm never home.
Right? And yes. Yeah, I think it will. The eclipse will definitely bring kind of a paranormal activity. Yeah. I think it's going to, the energy is going to be very strong for that. Yeah. And it will be perfect that you guys will see activity probably in places that normally, you know, we normally see them, but it's like things are going to be a little bit more intense. I mean, we've got a lunar and a solar eclipse. You know, we've got all these different things going on right now, right? And plus, not bring up anything bad, but you know, the negativity of what's going on around the world, right?
Right.
So that, don't be surprised if that does not bring something. That does not bring something that's going to be powerful looking or powerful. Something is going to, I feel like we're going to have something like really awestruck us pretty soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's funny because I've been saying it for a while, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel something is coming. Something.
It is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is not going to be, this is going to basically be the, people think COVID was something, you know.
Right.
This is going to be like a shocking type thing.
Right.
That's what I feel.
Right.
You know? And it's with the battles and things that are going on around the world and stuff, you know, that negative energy just brings it even more.
Yeah.
We're causing it. Just think about it. The battles that are going on, the spirits are just, you know, they're just fluttering so quickly from the scene, from the battles, from the, you know, in the hospitals or whatever have you. They don't, it's like they don't know where to go. They have too much chaos going on. So I think we get strong.
Seems like every time we talk to people about what's going on, and they're getting ready, they're trying to get the word out for everybody to manifest good things, good vibes, good vibrations across the whole. They're wanting that, and I think it's
show the one that Dario did, because I'm doing this for them. Ready?
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Wait. Oh.
There you go.
Jaws theme music.
That's I don't have the Jaws, but I have that's our paranormal theme music right there.
That's close enough.
So it just seems like everybody that we talk to, they're trying to get the world ready, their followers ready for something.
Yeah.
But the bad problem is that some of them are they're sucking in more the people. You know, they're some people, as you know, it is, you know, there's certain people that take advantage of the situations like this. And they thrive on fear. You know, and that's a horrible thing to do. Anyone that does that to anybody, I think is horrible in that sense, because they know that fear was something that's going on, or fear about something, you know, and they want to triple it, you know, and they want to instill more into their mind to where if something happens, it's just, they're going to be triggered, you know, all over the place.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, and they damage people more, I think, than help people more, like that, in my opinion. I don't know why people do that. It's not right. So To me, I hope anyone that does that kind of stuff, it comes back to you tenfold, you know?
I think
Yeah.
I think I learned my lesson back in 2012.
Yeah.
We was doing a show. We was, you know, the
We was
big
really new at it.
the calendar. Yeah, we just started that year, and the Mayan calendar and the end of the world. And I did, the guys that I work with, I had them scared to death.
Right.
And you know, I shouldn't have done that. I mean,
well, but they were getting it everywhere else too, because
yeah,
their church was telling them to stay at home on that day.
once we put it in their ear, they was scared.
We did
Right.
a show that day. We probably don't even have that show anymore, do we?
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
Probably deleted it, but we did like a 4 or 5 hour show that day or something. It was a long show.
Yeah.
But you know, at the end of it, we did say, look, there ain't nothing gonna happen. You know, the Mayan calendar was round for a reason. Because you had 20-year cycle at the low point, and then it went up from there. They had 3 different calendars, and they were all round, and they fit like cogs. And as one turned the others, right? So you would have the 20-year cycle was a lifetime. And so every time one lifetime went around, it would show the possibility of what they could see. And it's something that we almost hold as a universal truth now, right? Every so often things come back around, right? You're on the top of the wheel, you come around, and then you're on the top of the wheel again, right? And it happens in culture, right? You're starting to see, you know, elephant pants and stuff come back that you'd never thought would have ever come back again. But here they are. But these cycles, life is this cycle. And you know, that's something that we at the end of it was like, look, you know, nothing's gonna happen, everything's gonna be fine. Go to bed, you know, wake up in the morning and go to work.
Right. And then some you know, some things like here's something you think about. There's been time where there was the Iron Age, right? You know, and then we had this age, the technology age. What is this age going to become? What is it going to become? What is it going to be made now?
Right.
You know, how are you going to change that? But I like me, one thing I disagree with on with things that has happened is like, say, getting rid of books and doing some of that, you know, some of the old ways, you know, maybe change it or something, teach it maybe a little bit different after reading it.
Yeah.
But I just don't, I'm not all about that type of thing. I'm not all about, you know, oh, well, we should no longer have these books because it talks about this. We've had these books for all these years, but yeah, you take it away. You just you take it off a list.
We witnessed, you know, I mean, not we personally, but we have witnessed that throughout the ages. And the Middle Ages was one of the worst for it. When they were going out, especially when they came here to the Americas. They came here to the Americas and they saw the Mayans. And what was the first thing they did once they finally was able to do it was they started just burning all their Mayan codices, every bit of it. All that thousands and thousands of years of knowledge was lost. And that's something we don't get back. We can't get that knowledge. We can never get back again. It's just like when Alexandria burnt down. All that knowledge was gone, missing. It's forever erased out of our subconscious memories because we can never get that back again. And I don't think that, you know, whether someone hates something, dislikes something, you know, tolerance is there, supposed to be there for a reason. And whether you like it or not, if they tolerate your thoughts, then you should reciprocate that and tolerate them, you know.
Respect what they give to you back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, we don't. I know. One thing is, people that study witchcraft and stuff, we don't push our religions or path or whatever, only people that ask normally is what we deal with. We deal with people that ask, they're interested. They're wondering why this, what are you doing? How are you into the, I normally say, go back to what you are, go back to your roots,
right?
Go back to your ways, go back to your ancestors, go back to, that's what I look at a lot.
Yeah.
And I would say that's a big thing to help guide people that's starting it. If you want to go into the religious path, the pagan path, some, like, not all witches are pagan.
Right.
All witches are Satanists, or
right.
It's not all witches are bad. There's a lot of witches that are good.
Right.
But it's normally we are normally the type of people that, or I don't want to speak for all, but I would say we are normally the type of people that reciprocate what we get, what we receive.
Right.
So that's how I feel.
Yeah.
But sometimes I have strong words, and the way I am,
right.
I'm my thing. But I'm having fun most of the time. It's what it's about.
Yes.
That's what I look at.
Yes. Life's too short to walk around, all stuck up.
oh yeah. Yes, I've been around all that too. I've seen that.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's like, to enjoy life.
As a young man, that's what I was. It was just all, and didn't have a lot of time for a lot of other stuff,
Right.
It was this, and that's it. It's a horse with blinders on.
Was you forced into a religion? I mean, not safe. Well, let me.
Well, see, for
parents, me, was your parents stringent on you becoming into a?
Well, yeah. I grew up strict Christian, and I mean strict Christian.
Okay.
I was a teenager before we had a TV in the house because that was of the devil. I went to Christian private schools because you couldn't even be friends with anybody that wasn't a Christian. So when I say that I was raised strict, I was raised very strict. We went to Christian camps during the summertime. I mean, that's how strict we were raised.
Basically, you probably around the clock also read scriptures.
We had Bible study at my house every night before we went to bed.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Wow.
We would have, we had some kind of Christian book that was written by a Christian author about their life of going from being whatever they were to being a Christian. And we would read a book a week.
Right.
And stuff like that. So when I was saying that we grew up strict, every meaning of the word strict. And
now that's interesting because my mother was like that.
Yeah.
But my father wasn't.
Yeah, that was the household that I grew up in. And but what's funny is that, like I said, I started seeing spirits and stuff at the age of 3. And I started questioning everything by the age of 9 or 10.
Okay.
And so I would question all kinds of stuff because by this point, we had been in church my whole life and done, like I was talking about, Christian everything thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started seeing inconsistencies in this and that, and where things didn't, they contradicted each other a bunch, and they all have their, reasons that they will say that it's true. But anyway, I had reasons. And so I started questioning. And so that was my time that I say that I kind of started checking out of it. Even though I had to live in it, I was still checking out of it at that point.
But you were becoming rebellious of it.
Yeah, well, as far as I could be, I was rebellious. I have
Living in the
long hair,
house. Right.
and so when I was able to get up and get old enough, I started growing my hair out, and I started becoming who I felt I should be, right?
Right.
Who David is, not who people say I should be. And if you really listen to a lot of Taoist, and teachings and stuff like that, that's the essence of a lot of that is you be who you are meant to be.
Right.
And so exactly, it was an awakening.
Right.
So yeah.
So you have you had with the experiences that you went through on yours, how many times would you say you had, like did it like happen a bunch of times, would you say, with the awakening part?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Like,
when I became a teenager, I started reading Eric Von Daniken books.
mhm,
I started reading a lot of other, what nowadays they call ancient alien stuff. This
right,
was before ancient aliens even existed, but I started reading all these people's books and drinking in the knowledge. And I think that the Hopis here in America have talked about this as the fourth age, that we've been around for 4 times. We've been almost wiped out 4 times before, or we're on the fourth age now.
yeah,
And so, I'm pretty much like a lot of other people in a lot of these other fields where I believe that Graham Hancock says it best, I think, when he says that we're a species with amnesia, that we don't know who we really are. We're just who we're told we are, and that's it.
right,
And so I think that it would be better for everybody if we would seek enlightenment and seek these other things, because you're not going to get it from the establishment.
right. I see. I get you.
Yeah.
And do you both feel that way, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, over the years, I feel basically the same way David does. I do believe that something else is out there.
Right.
But I was brought up Christian Baptist, Southern Baptist, and forced to go to church all the time. But I mean, I'm not knocking any religion, because if it's something that's good for you, then that's what you need to do.
Yep. Exactly.
But I think I woke up around 1989.
Yeah. I
think me and you're the same age. I was 1970 born.
Right. I was born in 1970.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 70s. Great
The
year.
70s. Yeah. Yeah. We've seen some stuff. That's for sure. We've probably drinking out of the water hose a few times.
Oh,
Being
yeah.
outside. Yeah, we stayed out. We as long as we were in when the lights came on, the street lights, right?
Yeah.
That's when you came in.
Yeah.
And then don't forget, they had to remind our family, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? They did it on the TV.
Yeah.
I saw something about that the other day. I was like, damn, I remember that. So that's just funny. But I Freya's like looking down at us right now. I can see her out of the corner of my eye. She's like looking, just staring down. She's like probably about 8 feet off the ground right now.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just staring down at me like, what are you doing? my black cat, she's being cute. I'm waiting for her to jump down there and say what's up. So we'll see. But yeah, I've also been through the because of my mother, I've also went through the Christianity part.
Mm-hmm.
I actually went to a private school at one point,
Mm-hmm.
which was the Seventh-day Adventist school, and that's an extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's, you're going from Church of Christ to Seventh-day Adventist school. That, wow, right? Because a lot of them are vegan. They worship on the seventh day and stuff like that, and I'm not even close to that. I love meat and potatoes and roast beef sandwiches, cheeseburger, stuff like that, and great teacher. I had great teachers, but it was because they're explaining why, their holy day was on Saturday and
Right.
so on and so on and such. Okay. So I had so much bombardment. And I happened to date a young lady that her father was a preacher at a Baptist church. So that was interesting, So I kind of hung out, I learned a little bit from the different ones, but you find what's happy with you.
Right.
You find what your niche is. I know the Bible Belt's down there. I've lived there in the Bible Belt.
Right.
Oh yes, I know. Wow. But it can be good or it could be bad.
Right.
Experience, but it all depends where you are located, in what state, and in what area of the state it can do that.
Right.
But there's still hate. There's still hate out there.
Right.
Because of maybe what somebody follows, or maybe somebody believes in this, and to them it's satanic, or the pentacle goes upside down, and that means this. And look, I believe like this, much like you guys said. I believe in, you can worship the holy doorknob to your front door of your house, and if you go and turn it, and you open up the door and you're a good person when you walk out, I don't care if you worship the holy doorknob.
Right.
If you worship the holy, whatever meat cleaver table thing,
Right.
I mean, if you want to worship your holy television, your holy computer, whatever you want to make holy, that's up to you.
Right.
But be a good person.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
Right.
So the bickering of Christianity and, like, say, peoples that are pagans or witchcraft or anything like such as that, because that's a big umbrella.
Yes.
So
right.
People still get, they'll get the hate messages or whatever,
When we first started our show, we did, didn't we, Jason?
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys, paranormal, you guys, you guys are probably open up things you should never do. You don't know what you guys are doing, like that.
I've got recently I just ordered a Ouija board, and my wife's going nuts because it's sitting on the table. Even her mother said, "You better get rid of that Ouija board."
Did you cleanse it before you? Did you like smudge it? You didn't smudge it, did you?
I've not used it yet.
You have to bring it over.
Yeah,
we'll use it.
I've
got everything to smudge it with, so
just smudge it clean. Yeah, that's all. Smudge it. Get rid of some of the negativity that might be around.
I'm just not
cleanse it properly. I'm sure you guys have probably wanted to use that, like when we were doing paranormal, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's like the way. That's a pretty wild way to do it.
I think it's a good tool, and that's, if you look at it as a tool, it's anything like scrying or even the tarot, right? The tarot cards, it's all a tool, and it's
how
it's
you use
no more than what you use it for,
Mm-hmm.
It's like me and the wife. The wife is really a lot more into it than I am. But when I was younger, I was a lot more into the tarot, and I've always found, tarot reading and stuff like that really, really awesome.
How did you get started with tarot?
Well, it was actually with somebody. I never did stuff live until probably about, I don't know, what's this, 6 years ago, maybe 7. I don't know. It's been a while. It's been quite a while. But somebody I was dating at the time, they were doing it. So I'm like, I never done it like, live.
Yeah.
But and I'm kind of introverted. I'm like, I'm like, I'm not like the real bad type, but like stay in the house with the black windows and not like that or anything. And I promise you, I don't have any traps or statues that start moving and they'll swing at you with axes. There might happen someday, but people are just, they're like that, people are weird. People are weird. People are weird because some people, they have their ways. We all have our ways, that whatever makes us happy. And that's the way I look at it. If it makes you happy and you're not harming anyone else, you're not doing anything else, well, okay, it depends. And you got somebody that's going to sit there and mess and say, oh, I'm going to hex you and curse you. Yeah, okay. It's on, some people are just gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna put up my shields and just do whatever, and that's great. Some people can do that if it works for you. Right. There's some people that are a little bit more darker in this world, and they're not going to be a little bit all love and light. Right. You know what I mean? They're going to be like, I'm going to blast you and you're going to know it. And then all of a sudden you're going to have bad luck stuff happen. Right. Like stepping on the nail and kind of weird stuff, all kinds of crazy stuff. But it's I would say witches and pagans and warlocks, whatever they want to be called, however they want to be called, Satanists, all of them. If you're not harming anyone, right? Mm-hmm. By law. So if you're not harming anyone, then do what you do. Right?
Right.
But no matter what path it is, and that's even with Christianity or Buddhism or, but all in one, that's kind of what it's all about. It's just how people pertain, how they twist the words up or whatever. Right. Whatever they're reading, whatever book, whatever faith, whatever path or whatever. It's how they use it. People can screw things up and turn words around to where they're just kind of dark. Right. And they want to use dark. But that's their path. That's their path, And sometimes you can't help them, or sometimes you can. Right. Sometimes they don't want help. Some people like it that way. Right. Okay.
When you're doing a reading, do you like have I don't know how to say it. Do you have like a special deck? Do you have different decks or?
Oh, I have different decks.
Okay. What's your favorite?
Well,
he said, well,
I have a favorite one, but I can't do it on this show.
Okay.
And it shows a plant. Right?
That ain't nothing. Yeah, that ain't.
That's my new deck.
And
it's pretty freaking. It's got some power to it. It's got a lot of energy into it.
Really? See, I believe in plant energy.
Yeah,
I believe in it too, a lot.
Right. So when you're doing the reading, do you have to be face to face, or you do it online though, don't you?
I do it in video.
Video.
I do it like if it'd be me and you guys talking like this, video.
So like before we get off, you think?
Yeah.
You get Paranormal 411 a reading?
Oh heck yeah!
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to do that for you guys. That'd be cool. Yeah. Oh, you
Heck
know
yeah.
what? I'll use my dragon deck.
Oh, look at that.
That's
awesome.
one of my favorites.
Yes.
That's like my power deck, as I call it. You
Okay.
know, I don't have my ruins and the pendulums all here, but I could do that too. But we do the tarot, right? I'll do that with you guys. Do one for you guys, definitely. You want to do it now?
Sure.
Yeah,
Cool.
we got about 20 minutes left.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and I'll get this stuff. You know, stuff will be ready for it. So
what do you do to get it ready? Is it a thought process? Is it a
placing your energies into it?
Mm-hmm.
And people that allow their energies to come into it, they use their energies into it.
Right.
Okay. And what I do is like me, because candle magic is one of my favorite things that I like to use, that I'll have people focus on the candles I have here.
Okay.
On whatever candle, and you'll start seeing things happening while I'm doing the reading. So I'm like, and it's nothing. It's not, I'm like way back here. You know what I mean? I'm like at my arm and a half to get to the candle. I have to lean forward to do this. I'm leaning forward.
Wow.
That's how far away I am. And I'm still not touching the camera. But see, I'm that far away from you guys, even with the candles. Right?
Okay.
I don't want my stuff to affect what I do.
Right.
How the candles react, how they start moving and doing things normally when I do readings. Sometimes it will give signs into what cards. You know, it might give me what I do. I focus at the bottom of the candle, the wick, right? You put your intentions into that wick, what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Either it be a person, a desire of somebody, or something, and you focus on that. And then you make it like you hypnotize yourself almost into that candle. All your intentions, all your positive intentions are focused in that candle. And that's how things begin to flow.
Okay.
And that's how I take it. That's how I take it. We'll go with my cards, and people will see sometimes, you know, they're staying like pretty much normal right now. And there goes Freya. And she went and jumped up on the shelves over there. I thought maybe she's gonna try to maybe come over here. I guess she's being stuck up. She's just wanting to watch from above. Okay, you do your thing, girl.
Maybe when you start reading, she'll come down. That'll be a good
She
sign.
might. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, you guys got the three of pentacles. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is what it is. See how this dragon is looking over this guy's head?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See that?
Yeah.
This is a pillar of realization, consolidation through work. You guys need to consolidate some of the things that you have going on, maybe. That's what this card's representing. The dragon is telling him, work on making things better and easier to get to focus on. You know, sometimes it might be a labeling of things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you guys cannot make a decision upon something within the show. Maybe you can't make a decision on it. Do you say, you know what? Let's just cut it out and see if anybody says anything about it, or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. What if maybe you guys can't maybe make a decision based upon what you want in the background? You know, maybe you want some different colors or something like that. So let it just flow a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Consolidate the items and how they are, right? The goods and the bads. Mm-hmm. That's like doing with the paranormal. What have you guys heard about a certain area? What's the good and what's the bads?
Right.
So that way you guys can go down the goods, and then whenever you get to the bad list, that will trigger people's mind and they will focus more on that, probably, if they're starting to get like, you know, like, okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like drifting off.
Yep.
Well, the bad stuff about here, and you emphasize it like that, that's how I would say it. Right?
Yep.
Consolidation of things that you have going on. Right? Emphasize things that go within the realization of what you have going on around you. Okay? don't make it. I feel also that with this, don't make it to where you are overexerting yourself in certain areas. It might be one or two, both of you, I'm not sure, but it's somebody is like they're maybe doing a little bit too much. Not saying with the show,
Right.
but they might be taking away things from something else that's important, is what I'm hearing now. The
Right.
importance of something or someone else. Make sure that things are, if you tell somebody you're going to do it, follow through with it. That's basically what they're saying. Okay, do not let anybody get that negative energy, because you don't want, then that way you won't have negative energy around you guys, especially when you go through some of the paranormal walks and stuff, like the war areas. Did you guys ever have anything like maybe somebody burn a cigarette on your neck and they weren't there, and you just see a blister up?
No, the worst I've ever had was scratches. I've been scratched a couple of times. Yeah,
I've been scratched, and people have been scratched too.
Yeah,
and that's why I was like the one with it was like a cigarette burn, but nobody was smoking a cigarette.
Wow.
And it whelped the side, person's neck and stuff. So scratches sometimes, it depends upon how serious the area and what's going on with that particular entity or being at the time. Because some people they want to go around. And have you been to any areas where people have been opening things like gateways or casting or anything like that? Have you been to places like that?
I think the only one time that we've been anywhere where I think that there was some weird stuff was when that little girl was being haunted.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think that anything was casted, but I do think that something was attached, and it was attached to a piece of used furniture that they had bought. And the little girl had this being that come to her and was telling her to hurt her sister all the time. And I had her draw me a picture of it. And I don't know if you're familiar, or anybody that's listening is familiar with the black-eyed children
Yes.
phenomenon that happened, but that's kind of what it looked like. It was a little girl with solid black eyes, but she drew her with her mouth open, and she had rows of like razor sharp teeth, like a shark's teeth, like multiple rows on the top and on the bottom. And she said this is what was yelling at her all the time to hurt her sister. And so I believe that was, something that was pretty bad. And I told it I was going to get rid of it. Me and Jason was going to get rid of it. And that night, after Jason and I had talked about it, we're supposed to go back to the next morning and do another investigation. And because I had done it by myself, and then Jason was going to come in the next day, and I was going to see if he found the same things that I had found. And about 3:00 in the morning, outside of mine and my wife's bedroom, the smoke alarm started going off. And now these are hardwired, so it's not a battery issue or anything like that. And as soon as I jumped up and opened up the bedroom door, it turned off. And when it turned off, I just said, I know why you're here, and I'm not afraid of you. I didn't invite you to my house, and I'm still going to get rid of you.
Wow.
And so, but what happened the next day is it was weird, because Jason and I went to go there, and now these are people that talk to my wife all the time. My kids and their kids were friends, and all of a sudden they stopped all communication. They wouldn't answer doors. We'd call them. They wouldn't talk to us anymore. Nothing. It was done. And that's when I knew it was more probably of an infestation type deal than anything else.
Right. That's a lot of people don't realize how easily it is for detachment to happen to furniture or dolls or, all these different things, and a lot of them, and one of them, it used to bother me was the dolls, a lot.
Yeah.
Because you feel, which is normally a child's energies going into these dolls because of the fear of what they're going through, all their lives that they've been taking care of this doll and holding this doll, and they're putting it all in there.
Yep.
And that's pretty bad.
Yep.
Because there weren't laws for certain things. There were not laws to, there wasn't like laws about hurting the children or doing things to them. It was different. It was the old ways.
Yeah.
Ma, as they would say, Ma and Pa were the ones who basically handled the business. And it didn't leave that house, because if it did, then you were in trouble even more.
Right.
Yep. And it's kind of like the old days where you would have to go pick your own little stick.
Yeah. Trust me, I had to do that a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I had to go get the switch multiple occasions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You look like Zorro when they're done. Multiple times, A, B, C, D, when they're done with you. You're going to have all these letters all over your back, from your backside and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was horrible.
Yeah.
And it's messed up. You guys, some of the laws are still in effect.
Yeah.
Like weird laws, like that still do with the switch. And I'm like, weird. But I don't know. I think that people should take in, accept, because a lot of things have changed, and a lot of things that you guys used to not think was real is now. Oh no. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you have to think about.
Right.
Paranormal, UFOs, over it all, right?
Yep.
There's already proof. There's proof of so many different things.
Yes.
So
now you've got people out there that are trying to prove that all the paranormal are connected.
Right.
Yeah.
They're saying that like the guys who do the paranormal, or all the paranormal around, you mean?
Yeah, all the paranormal around there. That's the new thing, is that it's what are they trying to call it? It's the connected paranormal, or it's something, but they're saying that all paranormal, even down to Bigfoot,
right?
I mean, anything and everything is connected somehow. Is what they're saying. Yeah.
Hey,
down to magic, down to whatever. Yeah.
We don't know. Right. It's like they talk about the other day. I was reading something on the Hubble scope that they said that, oh yeah, we saw lights into another galaxy, street lights. And you can look it up. People were reading it. It's like in the news and all that. They were talking about it. Oh, they've seen street lights now in another galaxy. And I'm like, okay, now what are you gonna do? Right?
Yeah.
What are you gonna tell everybody now? Right? Because a lot of people were like, nah, Area 51 this, or people were always against it. Yes. But then there was the hardcore people that seen or felt and knew and experienced it.
Yes, exactly.
That's the difference.
Right.
How well can somebody tell a story to make it real?
Right.
Or is it true?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Liars normally can't keep up with their own lies, correct?
Usually, yes.
They normally stumble upon their things. But when you can talk about the stuff that you've been through and some of the things you've had happen, and it never changes.
Yeah.
And never, and it's always accurate, and there's so many stories, right?
Yep.
And some people will be like, wow, you know, and they'll go and tell their friends about it. And then somebody else wants to hear you tell about it. Can you tell me more about it or whatever? Right?
Yep.
Believe in being a good person, being a humane person, which is a good thing, I would say, in a lot of life.
Right.
You know, whatever, people that have many lives, you know, this is the learning age.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're about to learn something new. We've
Wow.
been through the Iron Age. We've been through the Rocket Age. We've been through this age. Now we're in this age. Look at this candle.
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
Yeah.
This right here. Look how it's doing.
It started fluttering. Yeah.
Yeah. The wind's blowing outside, but it's not blowing in through here because this candle would be doing it first.
Right.
Closer to the window. So, and I'm not blowing on it.
Right.
So it's fluttering. So there's a lot of energies going on. I actually have more candles going than these two. Okay, I have some down here too. Peace, people for growth, stability, peace, and health for others. You know, more of the positive things, obviously. Not anything that's more I want. So I think it's better that it's all for everyone, guided and in general.
Yes.
For everyone's base.
Right. Absolutely.
That's why a lot of people they've gotten into become witches, because the acceptance of things is a lot different.
Right. Well, I mean, a lot of people don't realize that most women's clothes don't have pockets in them, or the pockets they do have on them are really little. And that all comes back from the Middle Ages and stuff, because they didn't want women to have potions and things like that in their pockets. So they took pockets out of all women's clothing.
Yeah.
And you see most women's clothing today still does not have pockets. And it's even if they don't understand why they don't have pockets, it all comes back from that, which is really crazy, right? That we're still at today's age still doing that stuff.
You're right. You're right. That is crazy.
It's insane.
Look, one more thing on you guys, your card for you guys. You got the green dragon.
Ooh.
This is the Dragon of Pentacles, the ace, the claw of the earth. You guys have a lot of good physical energy. Keep going with it, right? Keep giving with the information is wealth. Not wealth is information. Knowledge is information. That's wealth. Be humble with what you guys do, but rise back and spread it, just like this dragon's doing. Okay?
That's awesome.
Let that energy out. Be focused, though.
Thank you.
You guys are great, man. Great time. Had an awesome time with you guys. We can always do this again.
Yes, absolutely. Because we still have, I don't know, 50 other questions that we still didn't even get to ask.
We didn't even get to a lot of it. But
yeah, we did get to a lot of it. So we'd definitely like to have you back on again, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, I would love to. We'll go over the questions again. We'll do that.
Yeah.
And then we'll go over them and, maybe come up with some more.
Heck
a lot of things I can help people out with in a lot of ways. It doesn't mean my way is the right way. Right. And I'm not saying that. This is my path is not the right path. It's not for everyone. It's my path. Right.
That's right.
And that's what we try to instill into everyone to make their path their own.
Yep.
Not what somebody else has done for them.
That's right. I agree 1000%.
Guidance. It's guidance.
Yes.
It's like spell work.
Yep.
Spells are just a general thing. You can change it and make it more closer to what you need it to do. And it doesn't mean you don't have to have all the ingredients and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
next time, maybe we'll set this up in time and we'll actually put it out for everybody, and we'll open up the phone lines. We actually have phone lines.
Oh yeah.
We could take live phone calls and everything. So maybe we'll do that next time and can take some live phone calls. And if anybody has any questions, they could ask some questions too, because I think that's awesome.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I've been down to Puerto Rico. One of the things I'm sure you guys have heard is the chupacabra.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
I've been to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot about that too.
Really?
You know? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we'll have to do some talking on some paranormal
There's
stuff.
a lot of different things I've seen. So what fun, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I had a great time. I
So,
appreciate it.
you want to tell everybody again where they can locate you so they can know?
Behind the Mystical Door on Facebook.
Okay.
And on YouTube. Behind the Mystical Door.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
How often do you do your live shows?
I do mine Wednesdays and Fridays.
Wednesday and Friday.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Wednesday and Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Eastern time? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody definitely go check him out. I watched your show today. I watched your show that you did last night. So yeah. That's cool. Yep.
Sometimes it gets pretty wild.
That's all right.
You know, I gotta keep it for the.
I can't say when we used to be. So we've only been Paranormal 411 for what, 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years. We used to go by the name of Project Dark Corona.
Yeah. And in the 1950s, that was the first American spy satellite program. And we used to do a lot of conspiracy stuff too.
Yeah.
We don't really do that too much anymore because you get deleted off of certain places like Facebook. But we used to have some pretty wild times back then.
Yeah.
We used to have what we called the third hour.
Right.
And by then we were probably barely even knew what we was talking about.
Yeah.
by then we was probably half a bottle into some Jack or something. Or,
you guys were straight and ready. You guys were all straight and ready.
Hey,
not straight and ready. We'll say you were ready.
That's it. Yeah.
Doesn't mean it was straight, but it was ready.
We might slur a little bit, but it wasn't too bad.
We got on some crazy topics. Like, let me just remember one topic. I'm gonna put this out there.
You know they're listening, right?
Yeah, women, the other god.
Yeah,
that was one of the topics on the third hour.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was.
Ooh. Hey, can I ask you guys something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you open the phone lines up on that one?
No. No, but we had Jason's wife on the show that night for that third hour.
Ooh. Boy, I bet so everything was okay.
Yep.
We're still married. We're still married.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Hey, T, it's a pleasure you being on the show. We want to thank you again.
Thank you very much.
I'll send you the links to the radio versions and everything I can through the email.
That's awesome. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember, everybody that's listening, like I was saying, every Saturday and Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern time to 11, we're on WDJYFM.com. Well, WDJYFM, which is 99.1 if you're in the metro Atlanta area. Outside of that, it's WDJYFM.com, or you go to paranormal411.org and you could click on the link and go there. But every Saturday and Sunday. So next week, this show right here will air in metro Atlanta. On Saturday, the first half, and then the Sunday, it'll be the second half.
Right.
And so Jason will send you the link. So then if you wanted to listen to this show actually play in metro Atlanta, you could definitely do it. We have, 575,000 people there that listen to us. So
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you guys were like taking off.
Yes. Yeah.
We're
starting it.
The wheels are still on the ground, but
yeah,
it's rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hey, you know what? That's freaking awesome. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
you know, you gotta love what you do.
Yes, and that's why we've done it since 2012. You know, I mean, we really love doing this.
We love talking to people and getting.
Yes, well, getting y'all's experiences and your knowledge and understanding and you know, placing that in with our stuff and trying to figure things out. You know, that's the thing is we're trying to figure it out. We're not professing we know anything. We're just trying to figure it out.
I get you. And you know what? I got a lot of stuff that we'll be able to talk about.
Awesome.
That's for sure. Because I've had a lot of experiences with a lot of different people. A lot of wild, you know, I worked with a friend of mine that worked at Epcot doing lasers, you know, probably still does. He, you know, some wild stuff we talked about, you know, and people that he's met and I've talked to that he's talked to. This is wild. So we'll have some pretty cool everything, a little bit of everything.
Awesome.
Experiences from different things and things that I've gotten from around the world. That I mean, you know, not around the whole world, but around where I've been. You know, experiences, paranormal, whatever it is. You know, I've seen some pretty wild things too. That's for sure. We're gonna have a lot to talk about.
Hey, that's what we like.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. You guys have a great night.
Yes, sir. You too.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
All right. That was T.
That was a good
Thrullas Draconis Hannas.
That was a good show.
Yeah, it's a good show.
And we didn't even get to ask a million questions that we had. So
it was interesting.
Yes. Yeah. I'm really amazed at it. Remember everybody, we do have a book coming out real soon. It's in the 4th edition stage right now, that we're writing. It's called East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore. I think, are we still wanting people to proofread a little bit or?
No, I think we got enough people proofreading it. I think it's about done.
Okay. I was about to throw it out and see if anyone else wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, if you want a copy, I can send you a copy and you can read through it. And
yeah. If you're wanting a copy, we could email you a copy. You could read through it and everything. That's cool. Our email is info@paranormal411.org. And I'll say that again. It's info@paranormal411.org. We'd definitely, appreciate it. And if you're looking to find us, you could do that at paranormal411.org. Like I just said, Paranormal 411 on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. On Saturday nights tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Sundays, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are on WDJY FM. So you could listen to us if you're in the Metro Atlanta area on 99.1. If you're not in the Metro Atlanta area, it's WDJYFM.com or paranormal411.org. You could listen to us. We're also on Subspace Radio and all of your favorite podcast platforms. Join us.
We'll see you next week.
Everybody have a good night. Have a good weekend.
Thanks to everyone that was in the chat rooms. Yes. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
Share the show.
Thank you.
Go to YouTube, subscribe to the channel.
Like it, subscribe it.
Oh yeah. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Have a good night.